The first update I have is the Watts home. The Watts home has gotten a facelift. And personally, I
It
think it
looks
looks
so
great.
good.
Mm-hmm. It really does.
It does. It makes such a difference.
I didn't think that they'd be able to pull it off and kind of make that house, look like a family home again, but I like it. And I kind of like that a family's living there. I hope that, they can like overcome the stigma of the house and hopefully people leave it alone now that it doesn't look the same.
Yeah, it looks completely different. I still don't know how they live there, but
I know.
I'm
I
looking at
don't
the home,
either.
I
I
guess.
mean, I looked at it, and I was like, it looks great, but then when I zoomed in on the upstairs windows, it creeped me out.
Especially when you know like exactly what happened in there that night.
Exactly.
Like the
So like if
stairs and
you're
everything. I wouldn't be able to forget
yeah.
about it.
No, I couldn't either. But it doesn't I mean, the yard looks wonderful. Look at the grass. It's all green again. They've got flags hanging. Um but upstairs, it just looks so lonely up there. And then not to mention, I mean, remember these two windows when people would go there at night and they saw
Yep.
figures and stuff? Yeah, this was I don't know whose room that is. One of
Mm,
the girls. I
eerie.
think it's Cece's, isn't it? Cece was above the garage cuz Chris couldn't like
Wasn't it
open the
Bella's?
garage or whatever. Or Bella. She'd hear the garage door. Hmm.
Yeah, I think Bella's was on the right.
But it doesn't look like they have much in the upstairs yet, does it? It looks like an empty room. But yeah, I mean, it looks a lot better. It's not brown. The yard looks good. I just hope like the neighborhood's getting on. They deserve that. Chris Watts shouldn't be able to ruin the whole neighborhood for everybody. So I
Well,
thought
the
that was
neighbors moved
good.
out, didn't they?
They did. They couldn't handle it. That's what he did.
Everyone going to
That's what
visit
he
and
did.
stuff. It's a lot.
I mean, that's why Nate moved.
Ugh.
Just say what you want about Nosy Nate, but I mean, he saw a lot of shiz. So the update I have on Chris, are you ready for this one? It's not as bad as the last one.
I am ready.
But we have a
Oh
source
God.
at we have a source at Dodge Correctional that spoke to the Messenger. Isn't that a UK publication? The Messenger. But at any
I've
rate,
not heard of it.
oh, well, here's the knife. I got to show you. The ad just came back. Hold on. Wait for it. Are you kidding me right now? It's like a built-in knife.
Oh,
What?
what?
Because of
Wait,
what I talk
what?
about. Yes. They hear what I talk about. And look at there's a weed grinder
But
next to it. What? Sleeves with a built-in knife. What happens if I click on it? I'm scared to.
they're like
But it says big save on
arm
Temu.
protectors.
With a built-in
Those shoes, though.
knife. Oh my god. I can't. My face is beet red right now. I can't with this. Look at the grinder. Price drop. Oh man. My ads are off the chain. Off the chain. Okay, so this is the update on Chris. Hold on. Let me get the picture back up. We got to do the whole presentation. So Chris Watts, a source at Dodge Correctional, says that he's definitely turned to his faith, that he attends Bible studies and even leads some. He is trying to be a good example. So he's reading his Bible when he's not asking for wet underpants. He's near the bottom of the prison's social order, according to the source. Everyone knows what he did, and they're disgusted by him. He only has a few friends. The source also says that Watts has no interest in seeking release and is trying to make the most of his time in prison. The prison source also told the messenger that many fellow inmates have harassed Watts while others ignore him completely. The prison source said, quote, "You don't want to be a baby killer at Dodge, so he's the lowest of the low, but he's trying to help others, even while he mourns his family." The prison source also said, "He deserves the punishment he got. He knows that, and he's going to serve the rest of his life sentence. That's his future." And then they said that he also keeps pictures of his family still in his cell. And that's it. It wasn't a huge update. But apparently someone's talking to someone from the
He
prison.
still has their pictures up, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
He's still got their pictures in his
still
cell.
has their pictures. I'm sorry, I missed the next part. He works now as a prison janitor. And he is eager to start a new life with his girlfriend.
What?
Did you hear what I said?
His girlfriend.
Yeah, he reportedly spends a lot of time corresponding with scores of smitten women who have written him. And the report claims many of his pen pals believe he's innocent, despite his admissions. And did you know that him and Dylan Tallman have a self-published book of prayers? Remember they had the drama about who gets the book? Dylan Tallman says he's over it. He's not worried about it. He's put it all behind him. But one of the prayers from the book I wanted to share. This is one of the prayers. "My past is a blueprint and the devil, the architect. While I watch his fallen ones build stone upon stone every day, I see these walls as insurmountable. A barrier that blocks me from enjoying your love, your peace, and your joy, O Lord. You are my master builder. Help me walk around these walls, sound the trumpet, and shout that they may come crashing down like the walls of Jericho. Give me a break. Cry me a river and give me a break." Now, this is one that I'm not buying any of it. And you're muted, by the way. Yeah, I'm muted. But yeah, I'm not buying any of it. I don't think he's as holy as he thinks he is. And I just don't believe it. What do you think?
No, I think it's just something for him to do while he's in there. I just can't believe that he has a girlfriend. I don't understand why anyone would even want to get into that kind of relationship with someone like him. It blows my mind.
Because they think he's
I mean, we
innocent.
already knew
I
that he was
know.
talking to women anyway because of...
And he loves it, apparently.
Because of the... I bet he does. I mean, it's not a surprise, is it, after the last update that we had?
No, I'm telling you, he's spending his time pretending to be a Bible thumper and asking women for panties. There, I said it, panties.
That's it now. We've had moist and panties in the same live.
I know,
Done.
sick.
You got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out.
Nancy, our favorite. So to piggyback on the Watts update, this is something that I just found out. We all know that Armchair Detective followed the Watts case like nobody's business. And we know that the Rusek family was not happy about all of his theories, all of his conspiracies, on and on and on, and they retained a lawyer. Frankie retained a lawyer. Now, whether that lawyer got this done, but I don't know who did it. But Armchair Detectives, all his channels are gone, terminated. And Checkmate Humanity made a video, and I wanted to play a clip of it for you guys. Shit, I just closed it. Excuse my language. Shoot. Let me get it back up. So she kind of gives a little background too. But I mean, he was doing this from 2018, and now here we are in 2023, and he's gone. But Checkmate Humanity goes into him being terminated, and then the other creators that are gone that kind of did the same thing.
While peddling total conspiracy theories and then retaliated on the family for suing him. Okay? Now let's look at the records of a few other true crime streamers who've also been yeeted, starting with Critical K. Critical K also made a name for herself in the Chris Watts case, mostly for calling Shanann Watts a bitch who drove Chris Watts to murder.
I think she drove him to lose his shit. Oh my God, she did not drive him. She did. She did. You don't know what went on here, Laura. She did. She drove him insane. Come on, why are you victim blaming? She was a bitch.
Now, here's what we also know about Critical K. We know that she also made thousands of hours of content about Watts and several other cases, and most notably, the Christian Androcchio case. We know that her coverage of the Christian Androcchio case resulted in a lawsuit against her by Christian's family, that she has lost that suit, and the judge has ordered Critical K to pay over $500,000 to the Androcchio family. We also know that Critical K's channel was yeeted while the lawsuit was still active, but certainly not going in her direction based on the evidence. Let's also look at Molly Golightly, another big true crime-ish channel that was deleted. We know that when her channel was yanked from YouTube, she had nearly 100,000 subscribers. We know that she also streamed about the Watts case for many hours. Some of those streams involved her drunkenly lampooning Shanann Watts. We know that the vast majority of Molly Golightly's coverage involved getting into epic battles against other YouTubers. We know that Molly Golightly pretended to start a nonprofit organization called Heels on the Ground, and that it later came out that there was no nonprofit, just a ragtag group of YouTubers traveling around doing in-person protests in front of homes of murder victims and their families. It was straight up harassment. We know that one of these protests resulted in getting the father of Summer Wells fired from his job. And we know that right before she was finally yeeted, she had just pretended her mother died, showed her nephew apparently snorting something on a live stream, and held a St. Jude's Hospital fundraising stream that had nothing to do with St. Jude's and had everything to do with spewing transphobic rage. Okay? So, are you starting to see a pattern emerge here? Now let's talk about Jim Terry. Jim Terry didn't have nearly the following of anyone we've discussed so far, but in my view, when you're using your YouTube channel in a
That doesn't have anything to do with the Watts. But this is Armchair.
reporters engaged in epic YouTube battles involving a lot of nastiness.
Because if it is, I'm going to start talking about it, and I'm going to release everything I know, and you won't like it.
Things go bad with Coke.
We know that
It's
Frankie
so
Jr.
I can't even understand him. I never could. But apparently that's him like threatening Frankie. Let me slow it down. Maybe that's why I couldn't understand it.
What did he even say?
I don't know. Let's play it again.
He's like a chipmunk.
I know. Literally.
of Frankie speaking out, the armchair detective.
Oh
and
my
his
God,
supporters
I've got
engaged
such a
in
delay.
epic YouTube battles involving a lot of nastiness.
Because if it is, I'm going to start talking about it, and I'm going to release everything I know, and you won't like it.
Things go bad with Coke.
We know that Frankie Jr. filed a lawsuit against the
So he was taunting him about drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I'm going to release everything I know.
Yes.
So wrong. It's so wrong. But I just wanted to kind of, talk about that. I mean, you can't do this stuff. You can't do this stuff to people. You just can't.
Not
You
to a
can have an
victim's
opinion.
family.
Right. Like, have an opinion, that's fine. But to go on and on taunting a victim's family is just sick, regardless of what their personal life is. Their personal life has nothing to do with the crime. You had Critical Case spreading around pictures of Frankie in compromised positions. It's sick. And I just wanted to kind of talk about it just because I think the Watts case is such an example of what not to do. What not to do.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our next one. Our next one is going to be the 23andMe hack. This is concerning.
Yeah.